Who do you watch in the UFC that you think has the best boxing?
My God, what's his name?
You seen Topuria's? Cody Garbrandt?
He the best UFC boxer.
Have you seen Topuria?
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Cody got them hands.
But Cody's not, like, I'm not on him, but he's not on the...
But I'm saying, we talking about straight boxing.
Straight boxing?
Ilia Topuria is supposed to be out until 2026, but somehow he's still managing to dominate the entire MMA news cycle. A Dagestani coach just claimed that during one of Ilia's recent training trips, the lightweight champion sparred with multiple big guys, including Alex Pereira, and actually hurt him. Not out cold, not dropped, but enough to make Pereira stop, reset, and feel the power. According to the coach, Ilia's legs are built like granite. His hips generate the kind of force you expect from a middleweight, and when he sits down on a punch, even heavyweights have to respect it. He swears Pereira was 100% feeling those shots and that Ilia wasn't even going full speed. The moment that quote hit the internet, everything exploded. Because if a lightweight champ is really wobbling the guy who knocked out Strickland, Prochaska, and John, then the entire conversation around Ilia versus Islam changes instantly. That kind of power is not normal for 145, it's not normal for 155, and that's why people are losing their minds.
From the UFC world, Ilia Topuria says that if you guys ever boxed, he would knock you out based on the first punch.
That dude drunk, you know. Hey. You know, a lot of MMA guys, they drink a lot, so he must have been on that alcohol that day.
Welcome back to the Fight Grid. Make sure to like the video because the next story is just as insane. Now, let's get into what's happening around Ilia outside the cage and why the UFC isn't expecting him back anytime soon. Ilia's personal life has turned into a full-blown public storm. The divorce speculation, the deleted photos, the messages being thrown around online, it's gotten uglier every single day. And it's not just gossip. There's legitimate life pressure here. The custody situation, his wife reportedly looking for a massive settlement, and the fact that all of this is unfolding in front of millions of people. That's the kind of mental load that crushes fighters. And Sean O'Malley, who usually jokes about everything, actually sounded serious when he reacted to it. He said, when you're dealing with this amount of stress, you shouldn't even think about fight camps. Sean talked about his own past drama and said the only difference is that his wasn't blasted across social media for the entire world to watch. And the timing for Sean couldn't be worse.
He got fingered. 2 in the eyes. One of his fingers even went in his mouth. Oh, like, it was deep. Cyril Gane was looking so good in that first round. Tom Aspinall's nose was bleeding. Cyril was landing with that jab. I got a heavyweight. You go in there, and a lot of the times a heavyweight, you see guys not really engage too much because it takes one punch, especially from 2 big punches like that. And Tom was kind of pushing, like coming forward. Cyril was landing beautiful jabs, circling around. He won that round. Both those guys, for being heavyweight, can move so well on their feet. God, that was gonna be such a sweet fight.
He's stuck in the biggest pressure point of his career. He's coming off back-to-back losses for the first time ever. The UFC placed him 3rd on a card he would have headlined 2 years ago, and he knows exactly what's at stake. If he loses to Song Yadong, that's it. Bantamweight is done. He'll be forced into featherweight whether he likes it or not. That's why this matchup matters more than people realize. Song is fast, compact, aggressive, and hits harder than his size suggests. But he's also hittable. If Sean's timing hasn't fallen off, this is the fight to prove it. If it has fallen off, Song is going to drag him into a brawl and expose that decline immediately. The fans aren't talking about it much, but Sean knows. This is a crossroad fight. Win and he survives. Lose and the entire division moves on without him. And while that drama sits on one side of the sport, Merab Dvalishvili has fans genuinely worried. His weight cut looks rougher than usual. And that's saying something. This is his 5th cut in 15 months, and that kind of schedule destroys your body. Merab admitted he stopped drinking water on Monday, hasn't been sleeping well, and feels low energy even before the real cut hits. When he sat down for that ESPN interview, you could see everything in his face. He looked depleted, his eyes were dull, and he was struggling to maintain focus between answers. Fans immediately noticed and started sounding the alarm. Some pointed back to the Red De La Rosa fight and said this should have been the warning sign. Others said the UFC needs to slow him down or he's going to walk into a fight compromised. Merab always says it's mental. The problem is, your organs don't care about mental toughness. There's only so many times you can do this before your body shuts down. The eye poke chaos around the sport has officially reached a breaking point. And it's not just fans complaining anymore. Fighters are openly demanding an immediate rule change. Tom Aspinall was the first to throw gasoline on the fire. During a media appearance, he joked, but only halfway, that if a fighter gets poked in the eye, they should receive one free foul in return. A straight-up reset. He pokes me, I poke him back, and then we continue.
I'm not the best boxer in the world. I'm not the best grappler in the world. I'm not the best wrestler in the world. I've not got the best fitness in the world. I'm not the strongest guy in the world. But put it all together, and as a collective, I do that as good as anybody.
It sounded like sarcasm until you realize Tom isn't exaggerating the damage he's dealing with. 2 eyes poked, multiple doctors, no clear recovery timeline. You can hear the frustration in every interview he does. He's not trying to be funny. He's trying to show how broken the current system is. And if Tom opened the door, Henry Cejudo kicked it off the hinges. Henry blasted Dana White, blasted the commission, blasted the referees, everyone. He said fighters are getting warned backstage about eye pokes, but the moment one actually happens, there's no accountability, no point deduction, no threat, no deterrent. Henry said, "If you guys aren't going to enforce it, then I'll start poking back too." That's how serious this has gotten. He brought up fighters who have nearly lost their vision and said the UFC can call them warriors all they want, but nobody's giving them their eyesight back when they retire. Then Bilal Muhammad stepped in and pushed things even further. He claimed Ian Gary used eye pokes as a strategy against him in Qatar. According to Bilal, the moment a fighter realizes they can get away with it, they use it to reset momentum, break rhythm, and take away range. Bilal flat out said the rules need consequences, or fighters will keep doing it intentionally. And that's the part that scared people, not the foul, but the idea that fighters are using the loophole as a weapon. That's why you're seeing this shift. Eye pokes aren't an accident anymore. They've become a tactic, and the roster is tired of pretending otherwise. And speaking of chaos, Tom Aspinall is dealing with a second storm at the same time. Just days ago, Michael Bisping, one of Tom's biggest defenders throughout this entire eye poke controversy, suddenly switched positions. Bisping said Tom is posting too many injury updates, too many medical scans, too many explanations trying to prove he didn't quit.
Yeah, I don't really like the notion of that either. It didn't look like he won, and then he's getting a title shot. I think people are a little bit sour about that. I just want to fight. I want to be as active as possible. I want to fight as much as frequently as I possibly can. Yeah, I just want to get back to what I do.
And in Bisping's eyes, it makes him look weaker. He said heavyweights shouldn't be giving the controversy oxygen. They should be moving forward like killers, not trying to win debates online. The criticism hit harder because Bisping knows this situation better than anyone. He fought half his career with one working eye, but Tom's frustration didn't end there. During his interview with Ariel Helwani, Tom revealed something that shocked fans. Dana White still hasn't contacted him. Not a call, not a DM, not even a quick "hope you're good" message. Nothing. Tom said he's always handled things through Hunter Campbell, but he expected some acknowledgement from Dana after the injury. Instead, Tom felt like Dana dismissed the damage publicly, even suggesting there was nothing wrong with his eye. Meanwhile, Tom is talking about surgery, about injections directly into the eyeball, and about possibly being sidelined until mid-2026. Heavyweight is already a thin division. The champ being out that long would freeze everything. But if you want real chaos, the Kamaru Usman situation is turning into a tornado. His manager, Ali Abdelaziz, is campaigning hard for Usman to fight Islam next. According to Ali, Usman's resume makes him the most deserving name in the division. And that argument lasted about 30 seconds before the entire MMA community detonated it. Fans pointed out that Usman is 1-3 in his last 4 and hasn't put together a real streak since 2021. Others said Ian Gary or Shavkat Rakhmonov clearly deserved the shot and accused Ali of trying to double dip on manager money since he handles both fighters. The comments were ruthless, people saying not a single person, species, plant, insect, or oxygen molecule on Earth wants that fight right now. Then Tyron Woodley added a nuclear layer on top of it. He said the entire Usman is the welterweight GOAT argument is ridiculous. According to Woodley, he had the tougher road, the harder matchups, and the most underappreciated run in the division's history. But he didn't stop there. He said Usman only thrived because he brown-nosed the UFC, took every fight they offered, never complained about money, and made sure to stay cozy with Dana. Woodley said, "He's not the greatest welterweight of all time. He's just the biggest kiss-up." That guaranteed a fiery response, and fans are waiting for Usman to hit back. Right behind that, the long-running beef between Usman and Ariel Helwani resurfaced. Ariel was the one who publicly said Usman doesn't deserve the Islam title shot. Usman fired back, calling Ariel a glorified fan with no credentials. Ariel slapped back even harder, pointing out that Usman's manager banned ESPN from interviewing his fighters years ago and accusing Usman of being sensitive about the idea that he hasn't earned a title fight. This feud has been simmering for almost 5 years, and now it's all coming out again. And finally, Strickland. Of course, Strickland found a way to steal a headline. He just rejected a fight on the Australia card because he refuses to hand over half his paycheck for medical insurance. He said he doesn't have international coverage, and he's not flying across the world just to get paid less and risk fighting without proper protection. He also said the middleweight division is dead, claims Khamzat is out with surgery and religious commitments, and joked that he'd be better off fighting for a 205 belt because at least something is happening up there. Only Strickland could turn down a fight and somehow still get the entire division arguing about who's actually active. Here are your rapid-fire UFC updates before we wrap. Josh Hokett finally got his opponent, Denzel Freeman, for the first Paramount card after multiple guys turned the fight down. Alex Perez will be facing Charles Johnson on UFC 324, with Perez looking to rebound after a rough 1-3 stretch. Cam Ralston is set to fight Cody Garbrandt on January 31st, and Henry Cejudo says this weekend is his retirement fight, unless the UFC gives him Brandon Moreno. In that case, he's suddenly unretired. Classic Cejudo logic. Stick around. This is where the real news breaks first.